Hey, Neighborhood Picks Roadshow, Rodeo Edition. We're just gonna go through the quarterbacks because it's very simple, and I wanted to go over it in time because all our drafts are coming up. My first one's this Saturday, so this is Neighborhood Picks YouTube. Like and subscribe. We got Neighborhood Picks Twitter now, Neighborhood Picks Instagram, Neighborhood Picks TikTok. We're all over the fucking place. We're having a lot of fun. We started last year, it was our first season. Now we're rocking and rolling. We're up to almost 500 subscribers, halfway to get monetized. The hours, you need 4,000 hours. We're at 3,000, so we're in the fourth quarter of that. And that's not even really the reason why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because I love sports so much and I'm having so much fun. I got my original friends on board already, a couple hundred guys. Now the rest is just icing on the cake for whoever else wants to come in and join and be part of the fun. That's what we're doing here. We're having fun, trying to keep our heads in the game, just trying to stay sharp and not copying everyone else. So now we got quarterbacks to go over. Here's my theory on the quarterbacks. Remember this word, mousetraps. The quarterbacks this year, once the first one goes, once the cyborg, Josh Allen, goes, it's gonna be like mousetraps. You're gonna see them popping. It's gonna be like this, boom, 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 mousetraps. It depends on who takes Josh Allen when. Is somebody gonna jump up and take him in the second round? Is somebody gonna take him in the third? Very possible, very possible. Now, me, I don't know if I can fall for the same trick 3 times in a row. See, here's the only advantage I have of being older. I've gotten tricked by monster quarterbacks who are great following a big year. Usually, the next season never makes it like the season before. It's almost impossible. It's going to be very hard for Josh Allen to come rush for 400 to 700 yards and throw for 5,000 yards, not get hurt. There's a lot of variables against him. So here's what I'm getting at. What are you talking about, Nooch? Here's what I'm talking about. I would say the first time it got me was Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning had a super duper duper season. I'm talking like 50-something touchdowns for Denver. I jumped off the board quick the next year, took him early. I figured he's definitely going to have, I didn't realize his arm was about to fall off. Peyton Manning never was the same. So that's one. Another one, Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck had a super season, maybe 10 years ago. I don't remember when it was. He had such a year that it looked like him and everyone else going into the draft. August comes around, I go up a little early, I grab Luck. He didn't have the same year the next year. His numbers went way down. He didn't have a bad year. Nobody would remember it like a bad year, but he wasn't the same. So Manning, super year, then I drafted him, went to Luck. Same thing, super year, drafted him the next year, fell off. Another guy, fucking coming off his best season. It's easy to mush a quarterback. That's why I wouldn't go early and pick one anymore. I used to do it all the time. Phillip Rivers, I caught him coming off of one of his greatest seasons as a pro over 10 years ago. And what happened to him that next year? He was throwing floppy ducks all over the place. He stunk. And then I said, I'll never take him again. Then he went and had like 8 more Pro Bowl seasons until he retired. So here's what I'm getting at. Everybody's saying Josh Allen, Josh Allen, Josh Allen. He's the consensus guy. That's why he's not going to have the season everybody thinks. So I have a feeling Josh Allen is going to go in the third round, maybe second if somebody gets crazy. But I can see Josh Allen going in the third round. And here's where the mousetraps go off. Let's say Josh Allen goes round 3. Right after that, you're going to see Herbert. You're going to see Mahomes. Now let's just think here. You got Allen, Herbert, Mahomes. They go quick. Now you got to think. It gets murkier. Is Matt Ryan going to go crazy this year because he's on the Colts? Is Stafford going to do the same thing because he's on the Rams? He's got a bad elbow. Do we trust Stafford, or is he going to turn into Big Ben Roethlisberger and not be able to throw? Lamar Jackson, they're acting like he's not a top quarterback. Lamar Jackson has everything. He's running, he's throwing, he's talented. Anybody who says he can't throw doesn't know the position of quarterback or just wants to follow a lazy narrative without doing the homework themselves. Lamar Jackson is a very good thrower of the football, 100%. And he can run. He's betting on himself. He has not signed the contract yet. What does that tell you? Kid's got confidence. Now you got Herbert, Mahomes, Allen. Then they're going to start flying. Now, after those three go, people are going to start panicking. So you could have, for the first time, this is the first time that they blend. It's usually like 1, 2, everybody else. This year, you got like 6, 7 that could all be in the conversation. 2-time MVP Rodgers. We're not talking about him because we don't know his receivers. But he's the 2-time MVP, and he's really the best. Brady, got a million weapons. Then you got those three. Herbert, Allen, Lamar Jackson, Mahomes. Now you're talking 7. Derek Carr, how could you ignore him with the weapons, with Renfro, with Waller, with Devontae Adams? How could you ignore him? Now you bump over, you see a couple other teams with guys, Stafford with the elbow. You might have to ignore him. Matt Ryan. Oh, okay, what do we do here? Is Russ going to cook? Who knows? It gets very tricky. Dak Prescott, they have him like he's a game changer every year. He's ranked up there, but when do you take him? I mean, if you don't go get Josh Allen, Herbert, Mahomes right away, like right away, after the first one goes, I would wait. I'm not jumping out of the window to grab a quarterback in the 6th round because in round 5, 3 of them just went. Then I'm going to screw up my whole plans because, oh no, Herbert, Mahomes, and Allen are gone. That's where you just wait it out, I think, because you're going to wish you took that extra back or that extra receiver when you're sitting there on a Sunday morning and you got your quarterback that you jumped up for, but you kind of got one running back that got dinged up, one's looking like shit, like you want to be loaded in the positions where you know you can't find. There's going to be quarterbacks on the waiver wire on Sunday mornings that you could pencil in for 250 and a couple touchdowns. That's just the way the position goes. That's how the game's played these days. So I don't believe in the quarterbacks list. I believe that we all know who the top ones are, and they're going to go off like mousetraps. Once the first one goes, you're going to see them all start going off. It's going to go Allen, Herbert, Mahomes. Then you could go any way you want. Rodgers, you're not going to forget about Carr this year. Brady, of course. You got the usual suspects, but people are going to go soon. The quarterbacks are going to fly this year, and when they do, you're going to see 4 go off in a round and a half instead of the usual 1 or 2, and then at the end, once Allen goes, you're going to have a cluster, and everybody's going to be panicking. That's when the draft's going to get really good. This is Neighborhood Picks. Get ready for your drafts, and remember, it's strap season. So if anybody wants to take my belt, you got to beat me.